Welcome back, everyone. The Church Health Center is hosting its annual Faith and Health Conference and Public Service Week this week. The focus is going to be this year on the church's role in addiction and recovery. Memphis musician Reverend John Kilzer is going to be sharing his story of recovery. He's also recently ordained as a minister and is starting up a recovery ministry of his own. Plus, Marvin Stockwell from the Church Health Center is here to tell us more about the Faith and Health series. Gentlemen, good to see both of you. How's everything?
Everything's well.
Good
Thanks
to
for having
see you.
us.
I want to start with you. Tell us about your addiction and how you overcame it.
Well, I'm alcoholic, and I've tried to get over it for years. My father was alcoholic, my oldest brother alcoholic, and it wasn't anything that was that was any sort of mysterious. I knew that it was a problem that I had, and of course, you know, I came over to Memphis, played Tiger basketball, and my alcoholism accelerated, and then went into the music industry, and of course, that doesn't blend well with addiction, but it came to the point, Terrence, where I actually had a profound radical religious conversion in 201 Poplar, and sort of knew that I was to carry the message that you can overcome addiction, and the way that you do it is through a spiritual experience. The 12 steps are components that actually try to prompt and incite a spiritual experience that reconstellates and reconfigures your whole psychic and spiritual being. So I realize that I'm not mine anymore, that I'm God's, and that my mission is, I have a lot of ambiguities in my life, but this is not one of them. I know that my wheelhouse is to be able to try to pass the torch, and with this, we're having a recovery worship experience called The Way every Friday night at 6 p.m. at St. John's United Methodist Church at Peabody and Bellevue, and that's what we're going to do specifically through music, through the message, is try to enhance the spiritual components of recovery.
You know, we were talking before the newscast, and you were saying addiction is a dual thing. It's a mental addiction, and then there's the physical addiction.
Indeed.
And now you've kind of brought the spirituality into that mix. I'm curious, in dealing with an addiction, is the spiritual component enough? Does there also need to be medication?
I'm not a doctor. There are some medications that can deal with alcoholism, but my specific job is to deal with the spiritual component. Dr. Gerald May says that addiction is a sacred disease, specifically because that it does take a spiritual experience to overcome it. There might be some medications that would work in tandem with that. Mm-hmm. In my experience, once one is willing to surrender and become empowered through that surrender and work the steps, that's sufficient, and grace is sufficient.
And do you think that's a foolproof plan for anyone and for any addiction?
I do.
Okay, all right. Marvin, how did the Church Health Center get involved in this sort of effort, and why was this the sort of effort that you guys thought needed to be addressed from a health standpoint?
Sure. Well, our mission statement is the Church Health Center seeks to reclaim the Church's biblical commitment to care for our bodies and spirits. Now, most people know that we provide affordable health care to working uninsured people and their families. They know that through our wellness center and through our outreach that we help teach people how to learn how to live a healthier life. Mm-hmm. But once or twice a year we have Faith and Health Making the Connection, and this year we're focused on addiction and recovery. William Moyers is going to be our keynote speaker at both the public service Wednesday night and our day-long clergy conference, which John will also be a part of. Okay. So this is an important issue. This is another aspect of health, and it's wherever we feel that we are duty-bound as people of faith to take on all matters of health, if we're going to seek to reclaim that biblical commitment to care for our bodies and our spirits.
Is this an issue that you're seeing becoming more prevalent in the people using the Church Health Center? Addiction, some sort of addiction?
I'm not sure whether it is on the rise or not, but it is certainly an issue that any major U.S. city faces, and there are other allies out there in this in helping people face addiction, but I'm sure they can use all the help that they can get.
You know, it's always said that the first step of overcoming an addiction is admitting that you have a problem. Is that really the first step?
It is. It is the first step. You admit it and you surrender, and you say that help. You know, the two greatest prayers there are help, help, and thank you, thank you.
And so it truly starts there. How important is a familiar structure in terms of helping someone deal with an addiction? Is it something that one really can do by him or herself, or do you need a whole lot of support?
You need support. You need the group, the esprit de corps that goes on in a group, and the 12 steps are proven. They work, and what they do again is they're able to provide a sort of guideline that you go by to actually get out of self and into life. And in the last, the 12th step is about helping other people. So it's works of mercy, works of piety.
All right, thank you both for coming in. Unfortunately, we'll have to leave the conversation there, but we will talk more in the future.
Appreciate it.
Folks, once again, the service and the conference are both free. The Making the Connection service is going to be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's going to be at St. John's United Methodist Church. That's located at 1207 Peabody Avenue. The information is there on your screen. The Making the Connection Clergy Conference is going to be Thursday from 8 to 3:30. That's going to be at the Church Health Center on Union Avenue. If you'd like more information, go to our website. myeyewitnessnews.com is the address. When you get there, click on the Find It link, which is on the right-hand side of our homepage.